You found an incredible build that crushes everything. Then you go into the planner and all 300 Paragon points are spent and you have zero clue where to start. Let me give you some tips on Paragon board pathing, how to spend your points first, because I'm going to refund it all and show you live, and also some secrets for glyph leveling, because with all these OP builds, you can push them quite hard, straight from the beginning on. Let's begin with our Barbarian. The main goal will always be activating your first glyph and then legendary nodes. And with the first glyph, I mean the one that gives you most damage. In my case, that is Rumble. It's an earthquake multiplier, it's another earthquake multiplier, it's just flat earthquake damage and requires 40 strength to be activated. So you're gonna have to find the pathing that gives you most strength straight away in the beginning while wasting the least amount of points. We're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 strength nodes already. We can move further up to get another 10. And then we just need 10 more. That could be as simple as these two, because you need to go down here for the bonus life anyways. Now we get this activated already. Fantastic. We spend just minimal amount of points, upwards and onwards. In my case, that is the Blood Rage board. And I'll be needing to get Berserking damage to make the most out of it. Now I do have Berserking damage right there on the side. But taking this is, well, taking too many points. That is something to be taken for later. And I want to take the Challenger Glyph. So I got to make sure to again have 40 strength. Going up, damage to bleeding. Going to the right, Berserking damage. That's 40 already. Fantastic, done. Now, since I'm here and the damage while Berserking straight away influences the multiplier, we're going to pick up a little bit more. And then straight away make our way to the legendary node. Now we get bonus damage reduction from bleeding enemies, which is fantastic, but you probably won't need it in tier 1, tier 2. Maybe you would need it in tier 4 later if you go for PID 90, but that's the point. You have minimal points. You don't have to spend it there. You'd rather go over to the side. And since this is very close, we're obviously going to pick up the max life, but we won't be filling out these two nodes, as that is again, as we then have an overabundance of points to spend. Because right now, we're about to get the next legendary node, which would then be Weapon Master. And Weapon Master has two uses here. We get resistance, armor, resistance, and resistance. Fantastic. Boosting us quite nicely up. Minimal amount of points, done. Now we gotta go over to the glyph. Sure, would I like to have the Fury on kill? I would like to have the Fury on kill. But again, it sounds like just 1 point, but even 1 point is not something you can just spend on the fly, because it will make you activate your glyph slower. Now we'll get the Ire for more Berserking damage, as we want more Berserking damage, and it needs strength to activate. So we'll just go down as we're getting most strength to activate already, and then we can just take this bonus 10 strength. Done. That's a perfect 40 now. And further on downwards into the Force of Nature board, which will give us an amazing amount of damage to our earthquakes. That will then scale us into the tier 4 quite easily. Now we're going to take 2 points, as that is straight earthquake duration, but don't fill out anything further. And then we're straight up rushing for the node, as that is the biggest damage multiplier there to get. Now we get another bonus maximum life here and bonus earthquake damage. I really want to have these, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points again. With these 8 points, I could already activate the next glyph. And you obviously do want the next glyph, because what does it do? The next glyph will give us a lot of damage to close, in this case the Marshal. And that's 36, 36, 36, boosting our multiplier up. Just check this out. We're currently sitting at 171. I'm going to remove these two. We're sitting at 160. We're going to put them back up again. We're going to put the Marshal on, and boom, we're at 200%. Just like that. And it allows us to leave the board on the side. Into the final Decimator. Decimator would be an even bigger damage bonus. Instead of going down here now for the maximum life, which you really want, you would just go through and down. Because that's activated. Boom. And now we get 88 points left. We started with 243. So we only need 155 points to have the basic setup done. That's it. Now, obviously, we're missing the final glyph, so let's put one more. Put the Wrath. The Wrath needs me to have Dexterity. Now, I can take the Dexterity if I have it leveled up heavily. Probably would have to take this and then go up kind of like there. So that would be 25. So we're at 82 points. Still, though, That is the minimal amount of points you would kind of need to then get everything activated and start to feel powerful. And now when it comes down to the flashing out, because that's the what do I do next now? That's on you to decide. You're lacking life, easy. You get the 8% life node here waiting for you. So it's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop, boop, boop. More life. Oh, you're lacking damage? Well, there's earthquake damage waiting for you. There's the earthquake rumble glyph that just needs strength to be put down. So let's take some strength here on the side just to fill it out. Boom. Ah, you need of damage reduction. Take the damage reduction from bleeding enemies. Quite simple. You get it up here. It just makes you straight up safer. And then you keep flashing out with the respective things that you're in need of. I generally tend to go for life in the beginning first, as that's just the easiest way to make you more tanky. And then I flash out my main damaging glyph, like Dominate or Rumble. Why am I not rushing resistance nodes or anything like that in the beginning? There's an easy solution for the resistances, and it's called the Tacit of the Dawning Sky. Straight up gives you that 35 to all resistance, or you could also go for Yen's Blessing. That one is from Lord Zur. Then you get another 52.5% to all resistance, or 29%. There's even Reckon of the Wake that I don't have right now from the Infernal Hordes. So you can just fix all your resistance issues for the time being with a Tacit. It even has all stats, and all stats is fantastic for a lot of aspects right now, giving you tons of damage. Now, I promised more than one planner, so that is the Bloodwave Necro. With the Necro, I like to go over the left side because we straight away have resistance to all elements here. And since Necro is a main in character, I often don't have to take the Pants or Reckoneth Awake to actually make sure my resistances are met. So I like to take more of the resistance nodes as I'm going through. Our first glyph is going to be Eliminator, and that's an intelligence main glyph, which means I just gotta get barely enough to get it activated. One and done. Simple as cake. Cannot take as many points. Obviously, you won't have the beginning radius, so you might have to swerve out to take a few more. But as you then increase the radius, you can take less and less points to get them basically activated. This brings us into the Blood Begets board. Now, the issue is I'm playing Overpower, and I want to get as much life as possible early on, but without going too crazy on my point spending. So I can get the max life here already. Then I'm going past to get the max life there. Sure, I want to have this, but I don't want to spend that point right now. And yep, back there is another 4% max life, but that gotta wait for later. So I'd rather go for the max life on the way, try to swerve through the area to, again, get the glyph activated with the least hassle possible. And here we're going to go for the Sacrificial, because that boosts the magic nodes left and right. We need more intelligence. We get 2 more as we're leaving on the side, but we could get another boom. So I don't even need to go further right now to activate the damage while healthy. You're still going to do the damage while healthy, as that actually boosts your damage with the Blood Wave, damage while healthy bonus, and damage while fortified. So you kind of want to at least pick that one up. And technically, since you're playing the Sacrificial, you should straight away pick these 2 nodes up, as they get multiplied upwards. But we're an Overpower board, and on Necromancer, you can get so much damage from your respective legendary nodes. That is Bloodbath with another 100%. And not only that, it's also damage reduction, damage reduction, damage reduction, and resistance. This is so incredible. With a minimal amount of points spent, like we're 80 points in roughly, we get already a 50% multiplier and a 100% multiplier with even more max life. Picking up max life is so simple as an Overpower Necro. Then we can already leave, but before we leave, we want to pick up the next glyph, which in this case would be the Amplify, and then we're going to get Overpower damage, and on the side, damage while fortified. That has us activated already. In the beginning, you might have to take these 2 because the radius is a bit lower, and here again, the same goes. As soon as you have enough points, you need to pick up these 3, because that is for the Amplify give, the damage while fortified for the bonus of the Blood Wave damage. Now, you don't need this again early on, because the Blood Wave is just multiplying up like crazy through your aspects anyways. This is to boost the damage further. Which brings us into the Flesh Eater board, and in this case, we don't even need the legendary glyph, because surprisingly or unsurprisingly, it is not as good as the next one. The only reason we're taking this board before the other board is because this glyph goes for 8% with the amount of willpower, and otherwise it would take even more willpower to push this up to the 8%. So we're not even aiming for the Flesh Eater. What we're going to do right now is we're just going to invest minimal points into this area to get our glyph activated, in this case Dominate, that we do more overpower damage. Thank you very much. And then we're leaving already, because the next one would be the Frailty board. Yeah, I know this is different than what we did with the Barbarian, right? But in the Frailty board, we can do an easier passing to get more maximum life, to then also go on the side and pick up the Frailty. Boom. That would be another 40% damage multiplier that straight away works. This one does work, but we're not using it very much. This is an edge case scenario use where we really explode the corpses to get even more damage. But most of the time, we're not really looking at that. It's an option, but it's not what we need. We just need the board for the maximum life. And then again, with minimal point use, try to activate your next glyph. In this case, the, Essence glyph, which has all the dexterity here right now. And that's it. We're done. We had 247 minus 81. So we need 166 points to basically get it off the ground. And now the next steps would simply be every max life possible, as max life is really the main damage scaler. So you would now really try to weasel that out. All the 2% life nodes you have left on the side. Bonus damage reduction. Life node you left on this side. The life node you left on this side. The bonus damage to fortify. The bonus damage while healthy, right? Just again, try to then flash it out. Try to meet your demands. And if you can't get your resistances under control in the beginning, don't forget about Yen's Blessings boots. But as a Necro, you also have the option for the specialized nodes. This is bonus shadow resistance and quite some of that. And up here is bonus poison resistance. If you want to get everything under control quick, just move up here. It's also willpower for the Dominate glyph. Get yourself the resistance, not the maximum resistance, just the general resistance. And the same goes here on the side for the shadow resistance. Just boost it up, since then you can take different gems into your items to get it all green. Ta-da! Let's kill this boss really quick and then talk about leveling glyphs, okay? Spam some earthquakes, shout at them, spam even more earthquakes, shout even more at them, have infinite fury because, well, shenanigans, and then win. Good. Now, we're already doing a Pit 100. And if you play, for example, the Barbarian build, you can do a Pit 100 while having level 1 glyphs. Now you can see a very interesting thing. This is +5. What? Yeah. I mean, there is a 99 level difference right now. On this 25, for example, it's only +4 because the level difference is right now 75. So if I level up this level 1 now with +5, it's boop and boop. That's straight up to 11. And it's still +5. Crazy, right? So I can do for another and another one. We're already sitting at a 21 glyph. Now at level 21, it is only +4. So the difference has to be +80 levels. Then you get always +5. Now this one is, for example, 46 versus the 100, which makes it a 54 difference, not a 60 difference. This one has more than 60. This one is already sitting at 75. Now we go for +4, +4. That is still 60 plus difference. But if we go below that 60 plus, you're straight away dropping to the +3. This is all important as you're trying to get your glyphs leveled up as quick as possible. And if you're looking at the Marshal right now, this one is 71, not even +3 anymore. Which means right now, with a +80 level difference, ergo, you're level 1, that's all 100, you get more than 80. It is +5. Then with a 60 level difference, we're looking at +4. Now, what about the +3? How long does that hold? We get the 71 and we get a 52 right now. If I upgrade the 52 another 1, 2, 3 times, where it's 61, it's less than 40 now. So the difference has to be at least +40 to get that +3. And now at the very end, this one has less than 20 difference, and this one still has +2. So the final one is +20 level difference for the +2. Keep that in mind as you're playing and leveling your glyphs. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this little excursus into the Paragon boards could help you. And if you're now looking for the barbarian you have seen in the gameplay, there you go. Or rather, an absolute incredible druid. Enjoy, have a fantastic good day.